So if you're on the landing page for the AI Bridge Foundation's AI Skills course right now, I bet you're wondering one big thing. Is this actually worth my time? Well, in this explainer, we're going to break down exactly how this course is designed to take you from a frustrated, casual AI user and turn you into a highly productive super user. We'll cover the curriculum, the unique teaching methods, and really, why this is being offered right now. So let's just dive right in.
Okay, I want you to think about a super familiar bad habit that, honestly, so many of us have fallen into. You open up an AI chat window, you type out this vague, one-sentence prompt, and bam, you get a completely generic, robotic-sounding response back. Right? Maybe you just sigh and accept it because you're in a rush, or maybe you just give up entirely thinking the tech is totally overhyped. But why are these results so mediocre? Well, according to the AI Bridge Foundation, it's actually not the technology itself. It's because most of us are treating AI like a basic search engine instead of a collaborative partner. We just haven't learned the repeatable methods required to get those good results.
And, that leads us to a pretty stark reality in today's workplace. The growing divide, it isn't about who has access to AI anymore. These tools are out there for basically everyone. The real divide is entirely about skill. Just imagine a colleague who can jump into an AI tool and reliably pull out high-quality work in like 30 seconds. I mean, they have a massive, undeniable advantage over someone who's wasting 10 minutes tweaking bad prompts and just getting frustrated. It's literally the difference between doing your job faster and better and just spinning your wheels.
So this represents the core transformation of this free 4 to 5 hour course. It essentially moves you away from being what we call a vague prompter. Someone who relies on gut feel, uses AI as a novelty, and gets super unpredictable results. And it turns you into a daily power user. That's someone who uses a systematic approach, builds real workflows, and reclaims time every single day. This course is the bridge between those two realities. Now, before we get into the how, we do have a quick prerequisite check. The AI Bridge Foundation actually built this as the second step in their AI literacy progression. Because of that, they totally skipped the basic definitions. So to take this course, you need to already know what AI is, how it fundamentally works, and crucially, what hallucinations are. If those terms sound totally alien to you, they highly recommend starting with their first course, AI Basics. But hey, if you already understand the fundamentals and basic safety practices, you are totally ready to jump straight into the technique.
What really sets this curriculum apart is the research behind it. This isn't just some list of random tips from a social media influencer. The developers actually analyzed how professionals use AI in the real world. They looked at university certificate programs in AI prompting, places like the University of Utah, Arizona, Texas, and Nebraska, and they found that they all converge on a specific core framework. They also integrated the use and evaluate pillars from the Digital Promise AI Literacy Framework, so these are concrete, research-backed methods used in actual workplace adoption. Because it's rooted in these professional frameworks, you're going to master some truly advanced techniques. Take few-shot examples, for instance. This is a really cool technique where you provide the AI with sample inputs and your desired outputs to establish a clear pattern before it even generates your final answer. And you'll pair this with other high-level concepts too, like chain of thought reasoning, where you ask the AI to literally show its work step by step, and role setting, where you define the exact persona the AI needs to adopt.
So, let's see how this all builds progressively. The curriculum flows over 5 distinct topics: prompting, real-world tasks, evaluating AI output, choosing the right tool, and AI in your daily workflow. Let's break down exactly what gives you that unfair productivity advantage, starting with those first 2. Topics 1 and 2 are all about mastering the prompt. You're going to learn the foundational framework, clarity, context, and constraints. But honestly, more importantly, you'll learn the habit of iteration. It's about treating that very first prompt simply as a rough draft that you then refine. You'll take this and immediately apply it to your actual daily headaches, stuff like writing tricky emails, drafting proposals, analyzing trade-offs, or brainstorming, learning the absolute optimal approach for each specific task type. Moving over to topics 3 and 4, the focus completely shifts to critical thinking. Using AI well isn't just about making it right, it's about acting as an editor. You'll learn exactly how to detect hallucinations where they love to hide the most, which is in proper nouns and statistics. The course also cuts right through the marketing hype. It helps you navigate tool fatigue by knowing exactly when a free tier is perfectly fine and when upgrading actually makes a tangible difference for your workflow.
Then, the 5th and final topic brings the whole shebang together: workflow integration.
The ultimate goal here is to identify your 3 to 5 personal sweet spots, where AI saves you the most time. We're talking about automating that morning email triage, managing context across multi-day projects, or prepping for meetings. And crucially, it also teaches you the most underrated AI skill out there, recognizing when it's just the wrong tool and doing the work yourself is simply faster or better.
But, here is where the course design truly shines. You aren't just sitting there reading long, boring lectures. No way. You are thrown right into the deep end, practicing in real time with an AI tutor named Ari. Now, if you took the AI Basics course, you'll definitely notice Ari behaves a bit differently here. Ari assumes you know the basics, the pace is incredibly fast, and the entire focus is on doing rather than just reading theory.
Here's what Ari's core teaching method looks like in action. Ari will show you a bad prompt and a good prompt side by side and explain the exact why behind what works. Then comes the challenge. Ari might give you a scenario and say, okay, write me a prompt using role setting and constraints. You try it out, and Ari actively evaluates your attempt, giving you immediate, highly practical feedback that forces you to adapt and improve right there on the fly.
And behind the scenes, there's a reason this feels so incredibly personalized. Ari is actually tracking 21 specific subtopics across the course. The system maps out exactly where you've achieved mastery and where you're maybe struggling a bit. So, if you absolutely ace few-shot examples but fail at task decomposition, Ari uses spaced practice to target your weak spots during these quick warm-up challenges, essentially reinforcing those tricky skills until they become second nature.
So, you're probably asking, what's the catch? Well, that's the best part. The AI Bridge Foundation firmly believes these skills shouldn't be locked behind some $500 prompting boot camp. This course is completely free. No ads, no hidden data harvesting. The techniques are entirely learnable, and the interactive practice is fully democratized. The only investment required to claim these skills for yourself is roughly 4 to 5 hours of your time. Which brings us to our final thought. The tools are literally sitting right there on your desktop. The only thing missing is the skill to wield them. If your workplace productivity depends on getting reliable output, the path forward is right in front of you. So, what do you say? Are you ready to close that skill gap and claim your unfair productivity advantage? Jump into the course below and let your transformation begin. Thanks for joining me on this explainer.